Here we go! Welcome to the Nintendo PowerZone, guys. It's your boy, NyceOne93, with a brand new unboxing video, and today we have something I think is truly awesome. We have the Sonic the Hedgehog Cable Guys figure from Exquisite Games. Now, this is a new line of controller holders, and to go even further, this company is also going to be making a Nintendo Switch holder, which is dope. I love this kind of stuff. It just adds character to any game room, and it has function. So it's not just there to take up space. It actually has a use. So let's go ahead and take a look at the box real quick. I love the colors of this box. It's blue and orange, very reminiscent of Sonic the Hedgehog games. It's also a checker pattern, which I love because it really just gives off the Sonic the Hedgehog vibe. At the top it says Sonic the Hedgehog holds the device whilst charging. To the left it has an open window display where you can see the Sonic figure itself. To the right of that it says it includes a 3-meter charging cable and adapters. At the bottom of the box you have an image of Sonic holding a rather generic looking controller. Could be an Xbox controller, but it's really generic. To the left of that it says Sonic the Hedgehog phone and controller holder. Guys, let's go ahead and turn this box over to the side and take a look at it from another angle. Quick look at the right side of the box. This is great artwork, and you can see the statue itself, and it says Sonic the Hedgehog. It also lets you know that this is for ages 15 and up. So this is cool. The back of the box, it shows you the 3-meter cable that it comes with, which is dope. You see a picture of Sonic the Hedgehog from the back, and you have your instructions back here. It tells you to unbox the cable guy, find a prime location for all your friends to see it, place your smartphone, controller, or other cool thing on cable guy's arms, sit back and admire, and unroll the extra long cable if that's your thing. You have the Sega copyright, you have the website exgpro.com, you have the logo for the company EXG, which stands for Exquisite Gaming. So let's go ahead and take a look at the last side of the box now, guys. Alright guys, I think we spent enough time with this. Let's go ahead and open this figure. So we freed Sonic from Dr. Robotnik's trap, we let him out of the box, and this is what it comes with. It comes with the Sonic figure itself. Looks really good from this angle. And we have the 3-meter cable. This is nice. They didn't have to pack this in there, but I'm so glad they did, because it kind of helps justify the price point for this figure. It retails at $24.99. I got mine on Amazon.com. I haven't seen these on store shelves at all, so maybe this is the only way you can get them, either through their website or through Amazon.com. But yeah, this is dope. Now let's go ahead and take a closer look at the figure itself. Alright guys, so just looking at the figure itself, it's in a really awkward pose. Sonic is kind of leaned back, he's got his head lifted up, and he's got his arms out with his hands, open so that something can be inserted into them. It's a really awkward pose, but it will look much better when it's actually holding whatever device you actually want to put in it. But the figure itself actually looks really, really good, and the material it's made out of is nice. It's definitely made out of vinyl, and they didn't skimp on it. It's very hefty for the size, and I like that. It actually feels like it's a better quality plastic than the actual Sonic Mania statue that came bundled with the collector's edition of Sonic Mania. We did an unboxing for that. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and check that out. But I love this. The colors are actually really nice as well. The base is pretty plain. That's the only really disappointing thing about this figure is the base. It's just solid black. But I guess that's to be expected. They spent a lot of time sculpting the figure itself, and that is the priority here. Looking at the controller holder from the side, I am really impressed by its design. It does look great. I love that Sonic even has the buckles on his shoes. Oh, and one more thing. I love the fact that this is classic Sonic. Not that there's anything wrong with modern Sonic. I just prefer this design. This is the Sonic that I grew up with, and it's the one I appreciate the most. Looks great. I love how pointy the nose is. I love how pointy the quills are. Just looks great. This definitely looks like classic Sonic to a perfect T. This is a great transition from pixel to plastic. Looking at the figure from behind, you get to see all of Sonic's quills, and they look fantastic. They really do. There is a lot of good sculpt work in this controller holder. But guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the last side, and then we can break out some comparison time. Alright guys, it's comparison time. So what we have here is the Sonic Mania statue from the collector's edition. I love this statue. I do have a few minor issues with the quality of it because it's not the highest quality plastic on the market, but it's not a bad looking statue. Physically it looks great, but the way it feels, not so great, especially when you compare it to the Exquisite Gaming Sonic Controller holder, which is made out of high quality vinyl and feels great. There's a lot more heft to the controller holder than there is this statue, but they both are very representative of what classic Sonic looks like in a 3D realm. I love both of these things. I think the colors are a little bit more muted on the Exquisite Gaming Sonic, but that's because it's not gloss finish like the Sonic Mania statue is, but that's just finishing. Aside from that, I would have to say that the Exquisite Gaming Sonic controller holder is the better product of the two, but I want to take into account the fact that they had to mass produce the Sonic Mania statue and try to make it affordable so that people would buy the collector's bundle. Real quick, I just want you guys to get a feel for the size of the actual Exquisite Gaming controller holder itself, because it's a little bit smaller than the actual Sonic figure on the Sonic Mania statue, but it's of a much higher quality, as I said, so there is that. Alright, moving on with comparison time, I went ahead and brought out the Sonic the Hedgehog Pixel Pal from PvP. Now, I love this Pixel Pal. It's actually my favorite one that they've made so far. I just love how awesome 16-bit Sonic looks in Pixel Pal form. And you see that it's actually smaller than the Exquisite Gaming controller holder and much smaller than the Sonic Mania statue, but they all look really cool sitting side by side, don't they? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is where comparison time is going to get really interesting. So what we have here is the Super Mario DS holder from Ps4 Figures. It essentially performs the same function that this Sonic the Hedgehog controller holder does, but it does it for one specific product, that is the Nintendo DS, and I really mean specific. It can fit the Nintendo 3DS, but not the new 3DS XL or the 2DS XL or even the 2DS. It's really specific to the DS Lite and the Nintendo 3DS, and that's okay. I mean, it performs that function. The only bad thing about this is that I have since moved on to a 3DS XL, and I no longer really have a need for this other than the fact that it looks really cool. And the Sonic one is a little bit more versatile because it's supposed to be able to hold your phone and various controllers. We're going to go ahead and put that to the test real quick, but I thought this would be a really fun comparison time. They're very similar in the way they are standing. I mean, they have their legs out, their arms out. Now Sonic is leaned back more and his hands are lower, which I ultimately would think will make this a lot more functional than the way the Mario's. I think if the Mario's hands were more at a lower angle like the Sonic's, it would work out better for him and he would be able to hold more items, but because he doesn't stand that way, he can't. Now looking at both figures from an angle, you get to see how truly different their stances are. Mario keeps his hands pretty close to the chest, whereas Sonic's are well below his waist. Again, I really think this will make the difference in determining what the Sonic figure can hold versus what the Mario figure can hold. Anyway guys, let's go ahead and test out the Sonic's functionality. Let's see how much stuff it can actually hold. Kicking things off, we're going to go ahead and break out the Joy-Con grip, and you see that he can hold it, but you start to lose Sonic altogether. This is a little weird. He's kind of just lost. I guess the dimensions of the Joy-Con grip are a little bit too big. It's awkward looking, so I'm not too sure what to say about this. This is kind of a miss, I guess. Alright, next up we have the Switch Pro Controller. Now this fares much better. It's still a little tall though, so you're still losing a lot of Sonic's detail, but this is definitely a hit. Alright, next up we have the Ps4 Controller. Now this is much better. It is definitely holding on to the controller in a much better fashion. I like the way this looks right here. Okay, so what I have here is an old cell phone that's no longer in use, but the Sonic controller holder is doing a really good job of holding it. It holds this the best. Now I don't know what this is going to look like if you put like an iPhone X on here or a Galaxy Note, but it looks pretty good guys, doesn't it? And last, we have the Sonic Mania cartridge, which is a replica cartridge. It looks great, and the controller holder holds it, so yeah, fantastic. Alright guys, it is score time, my favorite time. Why? Because I get to tell you whether or not something is actually worth your hard-earned money. So first off, let's go ahead and start with the retail price. This is retailing at $24.99, and it's available on exquisitegaming.com or amazon.com. Like I said, I haven't yet found this in retail, but that's not a huge deal. It didn't take too long to get. It only took about 2 days with my Prime account. Anyway guys, let's go ahead and start with the appearance like we always do. First and foremost, this looks like classic Sonic and I love it. I mean, it is perfectly on point. This is 100% the perfect translation from pixel to plastic and it looks good. Aside from that, it just gives you that classic Sonic vibe. Everything is on point. The colors are perfectly in place. No paint smudges anywhere. Aside from that, the quality of this figure is really high. It's high quality vinyl, thus making it a better product than the Sonic Mania Collector's Edition statue. Exquisite Games should be proud of the product that they made because they did a damn good job. So I'm going to give its appearance a perfect 10 out of 10. As far as its functionality is concerned, it can be hit or miss because with a Nintendo Switch, it doesn't really hold the controllers very well. Like the Joy-Con grip doesn't really fit that well without covering Sonic, that is. It will hold it, but Sonic is completely obscured by the controller itself. The same kind of applies for the Pro Controller, but not to the same degree. Once I started using like my PlayStation 4 controller, that's where everything looked really good. The same applies for if it's holding a cell phone, but then again, I'm not sure how it's going to look if it's holding an iPhone X or a Galaxy Note. So I can't really tell you because I don't have either of those phones, but if you have a larger phone, you might want to be wary. It may obscure the figure and kind of defeat the purpose of having a character controller holder. Anyway guys, as far as this functionality is concerned, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 because it does do what it's supposed to do, but you may have certain issues when it comes to things like the Joy-Con grip, the Pro Controller for the Nintendo Switch, or larger phones. But with the phones, I can't 100% tell you. Anyway guys, first functionality gets an 8, so we gave it a 10 for its appearance, we gave it an 8 for its functionality. Its final score is going to be a 9 out of 10. It gets our official Nintendo PowerZone seal of approval, and it deserves it. Exquisite Games did an excellent job of making an awesome controller holder for your game room, and there are more to come. They've already secured the license for Star Wars, Marvel, Street Fighter, Call of Duty, and a whole plethora of other video games. So they're going to continue to make these, and what's really got me excited is that they're creating an official Nintendo Switch holder featuring Crash Bandicoot, and that one's going to be in a much larger scale. I'm going to assume that it's going to be relatively in scale with the first 4 figures Mario DS holder, but I'm not sure yet. We'll just have to wait and see because I have pre-ordered it and I cannot wait to get it. Anyway guys, we gave this product a 9 out of 10. It got our official Nintendo PowerZone seal of approval, and it deserves it. Like I said guys, all those reasons and many more. Anyway guys, I gotta go ahead and get out of your hair, but before I let you go, gotta hit you up with the social media links. You can hit me up on Twitter at NyceOne983. You can email me at NyceOne983@gmail.com. You can hit me up on Facebook, Facebook.com/Nintendo PowerZone. If you're a fan of the Nintendo PowerZone podcast, you can always download new episodes on iTunes, Google Play Music, stream new episodes on Stitcher Radio, but if you want to watch the show live, you can catch us right here on YouTube, YouTube.com/Nintendo PowerZone. Alright guys, that's it for me, and remember, watch out for Amiibo Hunters on the prowl. Deuces.